original tin. This house was built in 1932 by Frank Darnell Sr. And the rafters, you can go up in the attic and look over in the loft. The rafters are not board, just rough poplar tree. This loft affair was not here when we was here. We had a porch here where the tin is, and an entrance door there. I have since put the guy that lived here kind of run it down. And now we got double doors around here to go in so we can roll hay in it. And this is just kind of a hen house. This was the main door here. Now this board, you can tell how bad the guy that lived here. It says this is the lock for the goat. This board was across his bathroom. He kept dogs, chickens, goats, everything in here, pigs. He was just an old, hermit type. When we lived here, there was no bathroom. It was just an outhouse. You'd come in, and our stove sat here with the fluid went up through the upstairs. Once you came in the living room, this was my mom and dad's bedroom over here. It's now where we store hay. This area was in here was a dining room. And at that time there was an addition from that wall out. There was the kitchen, which is since gone. Our water was in a cistern. You caught it off the roof of the house when it rained. And you could go on into the kitchen, like I say. And this whole area back here, including this partition you see right here, this was all my sister's bedroom. Up here, there was 2 rooms at the top of the stairs. There's a window right at the top. Because the weather come in on that end of the house, Dad made a shutter, homemade shutter you raised up on a stick, had roofing paper on it to keep the winter out. And in the summer I'd have that propped open, and the whippoorwills would get in the rain trough out here and sing you to sleep. There was a partition about halfway. The first little room was my room, and then Dad's room. Except it got so hot up there in the summer, he would come down here and sleep with Mama in the where it was cooler. Then in the winter, where the most heat was, he'd come back. But now it's a great dry place to store hay and tools. And the Beaver Coal Company that I lease this from, it's about 30 acres. They wanted this torn down and no power out here because of liability issues. They wasn't going to lease it anymore after Mr. Frost died, but I told them about my background growing up here and all, and they agreed to lease it to me. And then the power company, I worked with them and got the right-of-way cleared with Jimmy and Roger's help out here on the hill. We got power in here. So when my daughter Tara had to move up here after selling her house, I just pulled the power and water from my camper behind me around, and we put her camper out here. But I would come in this door from school, and my dad would meet me. He would take my school books, and he would hand me 2 coal scuttles filled with ashes that he collected that day. And I would carry them out and dump them in the ash pile, and get 2 buckets of coal and an armload of kindling, bring all that in, and feed the horses. All the coal we burned, we mined ourselves right out here. We call it a high wall, where they had strip mined. They left the face of the wall open, and the coal seam was about 28 inches high. And he still had an auger from his days in the mines, and we'd auger a deep hole into that coal. He'd put about a half a stick of dynamite in there. It was easy to get back then before tariffs. Pack it with mud, get back into safety, and put the wires on the battery, and then we had a little sled made. It was nothing but 1 sheet of tin with 2x4s, and we would drag it as we crawled in. You had enough room to lay down and turn your coal over in it, and then we'd take a pony who was standing outside and hook to it and drag it out. And we would wheelbarrow it at first till we got horses, and then we'd let them sled it up.